Good morning. Can you hear me? Great. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Amen. For the few that don't know me, my name is Teddy Howden, and I've been a part of St. Paul's since 2016. Many of you may not know this, but raising parents is sometimes just a wee bit difficult. As you know, my second great-grandfather, Ted Howden, was the Bishop of New Mexico in West Texas. His son, Petty Howden, where you might start to see a pattern in this, was the rector of St. Andrew's Episcopal Church in Roswell, New Mexico, and the chaplain of the 200th Coast Artillery in the New Mexico National Guard. Unfortunately, in World War II, after his unit was nationalized, he never made it back home. I tell you this because our family's history in the Episcopal Church has always been a great source of pride for us. So naturally, as a child, I always found it a bit odd why we never attended church. One day I asked my dad, why not? And that's when I really realized you have to parent your parents a little. To his credit, he tried really hard to answer that question, but even at 10 years old, I could tell he really didn't have a good answer. So he and I agreed we would begin our search for a new church together. And we attended our first service at St. Paul's with Father Chris and Deacon Jill in the spring of 2016. After the service, my dad was speaking with Father Chris, and when I came back from the playground, they had finished their conversation. I think it was pretty clear that we had found our new church home. But St. Paul's has become so much more than we could have ever imagined. Together, we have shared meals, cleaned the grounds, volunteered, and have tried our very best to live in the glory of God. And through all of that, this parish truly became a family for me. I've also been so incredibly blessed to have Father Chris, Deacon Jill, Father Ken, Father Mark, Dr. Nancy help guide me along the way. And then there's all of you. Mr. Chaco, who has graciously guided me on how to best negotiate for a better car and larger financial contributions from my parents. It's truly comforting having my own personal attorney. There's Mr. Kevin, who has followed my football seasons closely, though I suspect he might have been a little disappointed that it wasn't basketball. And there's also Miss Joyce, who has finally accepted my decision to attend Tech instead of A&M, though I imagine she might still hold a small, tiny grudge. And Mr. Orville, who has offered me several helpful suggestions on how to best enjoy my time in Lubbock, though I imagine it's probably safest not to repeat some of those tips from the church altar. But truly, there's too many to name, and to each and every one of you, thank you for making this a home. You guys have played a large role in shaping who I am today. As I leave for Texas Tech this coming August, I know, truly know, that my St. Paul's family is lifting me up, guiding me, and supporting me through every step of the way. And while I'm excited for this next chapter in my life, part of me knows there will always be something special about walking through those bright red doors on Sunday morning and being greeted by Mr. Douglas and Mr. John, hearing familiar voices, and knowing exactly where home is. Because home is people. It's the people who prayed for you when you didn't know you needed prayer. The people who watched you grow up. The people who corrected you when necessary and then fed you right after. Because that's our Episcopalian way. While we never really know for certain how things will turn out, I do know two things. First, no matter how far I go, St. Paul's will always be a part of who I am. And second, based on the number of people who have already told my parents to keep an eye on that boy at Tech, I apparently still have an entire congregation supervising me. Which, while a little concerning, is still more than comforting. But at St. Paul's, I truly believe, as Father Mark did, that if being a Christian was illegal, the entire congregation of St. Paul's would be arrested. And there would be more than enough evidence to convict each and every one of us past a reasonable doubt. And I feel truly blessed to call that congregation my home. So, to my church family, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for helping guide me. And thank you for giving me a church that is my home. Amen.
Amen. Wow, when you hear talks like that, talks like Layla did a couple weeks ago, or actually it was a couple months ago, right? Time flies. It just means so much. And isn't it a wonderful tribute to you as a congregation that this is the kind of person, these are the kind of people that you are raising here, that you are encouraging and supporting on their Christian journey. It's just amazing. Thanks for